Hello, everyone. Welcome to Lockbeard Random Live number 31. Sanjay gets Roganed, or Gupta, his last name. What is it? It's Wednesday, October 20th, 2021. I hope y'all aren't hearing the engine running a little bit shy of the power I need, so I gotta run the engine a little bit. Let's see. Sandra's here. Welcome. And Papa Craig. Welcome. Jen's here. Welcome. Lockbeard Hitchcock. Oh, my light's aimed differently tonight. Yeah. I probably won't tell any spooky stories. There is a buzzing. Is it my microphone or is it the engine running? Because I had been having a little bit of trouble with the mic. I'll jump over here for a second and see if I hear it. No trouble with the mic. I'll jump over here for a second and see if I hear it. With the mic. I'll jump over here for a second and see if I hear it. All right. How do I sound now? I was hearing some crazy stuff on here. I don't even know what I was hearing. Some other voices and stuff. All right. Hopefully it stays good. I keep neglecting to get some kind of new microphone, which, yeah, I need to get that done. So how's everyone doing? How's this week been? The world's still crazy. I've been a little bit disillusioned with Joe Rogan ever since he sold out to Spotify. But when he does things like this, I'm glad to see he's still pushing back against the bullshit in the world. And I don't know if everybody's seen this little clip. It's not very long. I'm gonna play the clip and then yeah, we'll just play the clip. I don't know if I'll play anything else tonight, but I'll definitely play this one.
So would you now, with what you know now, and having had COVID, would you have wished that you had been vaccinated beforehand?
But
you almost got vaccinated.
Yeah, but again, I explained
got through it.
But I got through COVID.
Yeah, pretty quickly. Yeah.
So that was my thought was, I'm a healthy person. I exercise constantly. I'm always taking vitamins. I take care of myself. I felt like I was going to be okay, and that was true. It was correct. I'm happy I got through it. I don't wish it upon anyone. It wasn't fun. but it wasn't the worst cold I've ever had, and I got over it fairly quickly, relatively speaking.
I think that, and again, I am truly glad about that. I'm not, all kidding aside, I don't think anybody wishes you, everyone wants you to be well and healthy. But I think the question is just in terms of the nuance of this. It's not a strategy to recommend people get infected.
I'm not recommending anybody get infected.
So they should get vaccinated.
I think a lot of people should get vaccinated.
You're talking,
but I think a lot of
vulnerable people.
Yeah.
If you just said vulnerable people,
yeah,
there'd be a lot
older
of people,
fat people. I think a lot of those folks. My real concern is this urge to vaccinate children, and I don't know what kind of data we have on the long-term effects of this.
Yeah, that wasn't all of it, I don't think. Evidently, they didn't want to address the entire thing. Where Joe Rogan was talking about him being criticized by the mainstream media for using ivermectin. They're saying he's using horse wormer, and what he had, and he was showing it to Gupta, was prescribed for humans, and he was fighting back. He was pushing back, and he needs to keep doing it because the media is spreading a bunch of bullshit out there. And I don't know why anyone still listens to any of the news. They lie and lie and lie, and we keep catching them in lies. And at what point do people look at it and say, "Look, we were told this whole thing happened this last year by politicians that are proven to lie all the time, and the media that gets proven to lie all the time. Why is anyone believing any of it?" It just amazes me that anyone, some people, close to me that are hardcore conservatives are believing the story coming from leftist media. And I don't want to take a side, right or left. I'm just saying, it isn't just the people on the left that have been brainwashed with the entire idea. It's a lot of people on the right too are actually believing, and despite the list of things that I've told you guys on here before, that indicate that it's a lie, that it can't be true if this list of things is true, and anyone can go check that list of things that I've given before. I don't get it. This is a crazy world. People just easily brainwashed by politicians and media. It's like they don't fact check for yourself. How many of these people have actually ever in their life looked at the CDC website? The Centers for Disease Control, have you actually gone there yourself and just look around a little bit? Have any of these people looked up the statistics that I've mentioned? That man, this is just crazy. Papa Craig says, no, Joe talked about how the media told straight up lies about it all. Yeah. They see how they conveniently left that part out of their clip. They may have showed it later on. I didn't have time to really. I wasn't going to watch all their bullshit. That was for sure. I was just. Hey, Brandy, welcome. Yeah, I wasn't planning on necessarily coming on tonight, but I was over at. I was late getting into the YouTube verse, and dropped in right at the end of Joe and Molly's show, and Uncle Bones was there, and he's like, "Yeah, any plans?" I was like, "Are you planning on doing anything after?" And I was said no plans. They didn't have enough time to really respond or think about it or anything. But I was like, screw it. Oh, I can get on. I hopefully you guys don't hear the engine. I'm running the engine because I'm running a little shy on juice, and I need to charge a little bit. So I'm running the engine a little bit. But when I was listening earlier, it didn't sound like you could hear the engine, but you could hear the damn buzzing at first. And there's Uncle Bones right there. Welcome. And Russell Brand's channel. I've seen some of his stuff in the past. I didn't really care for him. Dude's kind of unusual. But I'm aware of him. I've seen some interviews and stuff, and but I haven't looked at anything from him in a very long time. Yep. Whoa, that jumped on me again. Papa Craig says, I've gone to the CDC website a few times. I keep checking our Oregon statistics. I want to see how they're turning them into lies and damn lies. Yeah. It's hard to, like, folks they're just so convinced. Oh, I had it. My doctor said, and like, what about the flu? The statistics or the statistics indicating that flu just kind of took a break last year, or did flu do the same thing it does every year and it kills hundreds of thousands of people every year? Pre-existing conditions, helping it to kill people. It exactly like they describe COVID. It's funny how a lot of the symptoms line up right with flu. Those statistics those symptoms that may not line up directly with flu may line up with some. Well, they do line up with some other conditions, and people die from a variety of conditions every year. What they were looking to do was try to suck in all those normal deaths that we have and label them as this thing here, and to fuel the lie that we were experiencing a plague. And I'm trying. I don't know why though. Like, if the CDC is in on the lie and helping to fuel the falsified statistics, like by telling doctors to write down the beer virus on death certificates without a diagnosis and without a test, without any proof whatsoever of diagnosis. Why is the CDC admitting that it hadn't isolated the virus at all, therefore not proving that it exists? Unless they're trying to leave themselves a backdoor out, saying, well, we did tell you we never actually isolated it. We were mistaken. We're sorry. And so they're, maybe they're leaving themselves that backdoor. I don't know. Thanks, Lockbeard. Or Uncle Bones says, sounds okay at Lockbeard. Thanks, Uncle Bones. Jen says Russell Brand has one up. They outright lie. Joe Rogan exposes CNN and Don Lemon. Yeah, Don Lemon can rot in hell. That son of a bitch. I always knew he was a moron, but damn. Him and these other ones that are suggesting that those of us who don't take the jab do not deserve any medical treatment at all. They're suggesting that we should not be allowed the right to be treated for a broken arm or anything. Howard Stern was another one that comes to mind that was saying these same things. There are doctors and nurses, the bad ones, being overheard saying these things. If anyone's listening to those particular doctors and nurses for accurate information, I would suggest that maybe they pick a different doctor or nurse, because doctors and nurses who say people deserve to die of the beer virus because they chose not to get a vaccination, that's just a horrendously evil, stupid thing to say, and that doctor or nurse should no longer be allowed to practice. I don't want to take someone's livelihood away, but that is no. That would be like I don't know, like a cop saying you deserved to be the victim of a crime because you walked down the street or something like that. Something like that. Those doctors and nurses certainly can't be considered accurate sources of information that are saying shit like that. There's other nurses and doctors trying to out all this shit, but they're not getting the press, But they're out there. If you look around, you'll find them. Brandy says, can hear the engine, but it's fine. Not bothering me personally. I won't speak for everyone. Yeah, I'll probably turn it off pretty quick, though. I'm probably good on power now. I need to get a backup battery, and yeah, that's what I need to do, I think. Good deal, Sander. Papa Craig says, we kept away from all our family and friends to get the flu. It has to be brought into your house. While we did that, we caught nothing. Yeah. I mean, it's the same. I mean, it's the same as what they described the beer virus. It was just a flu for most cases. And there were some people that had a variety of other less common illnesses, but I've probably gone too far in what I've said. I'm probably going to get another episode banned, another live stream banned here, but YouTube, man. YouTube is trying to support the propaganda as well, so we just got to keep pushing the limits. Granny says, and there are actual docs who came forward and said that. Yeah. They changed the wording and added presumptive cases. Yeah. Randy says, same with the testing. Guy goes to get treated, emergency pops up, at least before he could actually be tested. Got a phone call saying his test was positive. Yeah, that happened. They must have got their wires crossed and not realize he didn't actually take the test. That tells you they already planned on giving him a positive, no matter what the supposed test said. And I've already tried to tell y'all that the test doesn't actually test for shit. And then Elon Musk tried to alert us to that, but people, some people were listening. And obviously, I was listening. Elon Musk is he's a weird fucker, but he every so often he does something like that makes me feel like he's on our side, on the right side of things. Not sure about all his actions, but at least that he's trying to alert people. He was trying to alert people when he took those four beer virus tests. Yeah, it was just evil. These despicable scumbags. All these things are indications that the entire thing was fake, but people aren't putting it together. At least not enough people are putting it together. And you know. So, you know, it's why I want to keep saying it. You know, I do what little I can to keep, you know, bringing this up to people and making them think, and then maybe they go and they say, oh, you know, instead of thinking, well, this guy's just full of bullshit, maybe they go and dig themselves, and which people should have been doing from the beginning. You know, no matter what the government, no matter what the government says, always fact check their asses, because they have a long history of lying. They cannot be trusted. They are the enemy of the people. We are occupied by evil, despicable scum. Hopefully, I don't know how we get change. It seems like we do have some people in government that may be, you know, legit, looking out for the people, but isn't enough. Papa Craig says, my mother, sister, and niece are sick. They had positive tests. My sister is really sick. My niece is medium sick. My 90-year-old mother has an annoying cough. Yeah, it's almost the opposite of what you would think, isn't it? But yeah, they're going to give you that test, and the tests, you know, tests for indicators that could be a lot of things, but they're just going to only say it's beer virus because that supports their fraud. And you know, they need to have those supposed cases to add to their statistics, so that the media can report those statistics and scare people, and then get a lot of citizens to give the rest of us crap and to support the fraud. You know, it's a mess. Yeah. Sometimes a cough is, you know, it's a cough. Maybe you got bronchitis or some kind of lung infection going on, something. But they're going to call it beer virus no matter what, if they can get away with it. Papa Craig says, they made us quit using the beer word because that is the kind of virus for all codes. Yeah, they didn't want us to say it's just a cold. Yep. Yep. Agreed. So did y'all see AOC crying because she didn't get her way? She's trying to take away Israel's ability to defend themselves, and apparently that traumatized her so much to lose that vote, dramatically lose that vote, and that she cried. Why take their look? I don't think I've really said much. I don't think I've said anything about Israel on here. It's not that I'm a big supporter of Israel. In fact, I think back in what year was it? 1963. Anyway, there was an incident that happened. One of our ships encountered some of their, communications, some secret stuff, and Israel decided that it would be a jolly good idea to attack that ship. And then when men were in lifeboats, they opened fire on our soldiers, our soldiers in lifeboats, which is a big no-no, international. It's Geneva Convention, I believe. You don't shoot at men in lifeboats. Israel did this to us. Most Americans probably have never heard of USS Liberty, I think it was the name of the ship. Most Americans don't even know this. Israel, who's supposed to have been, our friends, is shooting at our soldiers in lifeboats because the ship that they were evacuating from after Israel screwed it up overheard communications. An ally overheard your communications, so you're going to commit an act of war. And then what happened? It was just kind of swept under the rug. I would have no problem with the president at the time ending Israel at that time. It would have been, it was an act of war. And so that being said, I don't want to harp on that, but I don't consider Israel our friend at all, and I don't think our money really should be going to them, but our money's going to a lot worse places. So why is AOC starting with Israel? Well, it's because she has a particular, bone to pick with Israel, and has nothing to do with them committing an act of war against us like mine. Mine, I think, is a legitimate reason for having a problem with Israel. Hers is not. She just, hates Jews. Or some shit. I don't know. It's just weird. Like, why are you trying to specifically take away their right to just be able to defend themselves at this point? And crying when you don't get your way. AOC, you psycho. Mark Dobbin says Melbourne is finally coming out of the lockdown this evening after taking the title of the world's most locked down city. Only upwards and onwards from here. Yeah. If I was you guys, I'd be like doing a government overhaul over there as well, somehow, if you can. I would guess it would be easier for you guys than it would be for us. Our government is so stupid powerful that, incapable of anything. If we went down and surrounded all the buildings and tried to remove them from government, simply, arrest them. Not even trying to harm them, just arrest them. And send all the politicians to jail, all these corrupt shits to jail. They would kill us. They've demonstrated in the past that they will kill us, and they would kill us today. These are evil, despicable scum, and they should be removed. Seeing some of the video and stuff coming out of Australia, I mean, it's just crazy. Y'all should have pulled a crocodile Dundee on them. That's not a knife. But glad your lockdown's over. Hopefully it stays that way. Hopefully you guys can get things under control. Because we need some kind of victory. Some kind of victory. Papa Craig says, how do we get such psychos to run our government? Do you have to be nuts to run for Congress? It might be. That might be the case. I don't know. It might be the case. Restrictions are being lifted yet. Not entirely. Shocked how authoritarian they got where you are. All right. Turn that damn engine off. Yeah, I should have pulled up that video of AOC, but I don't want to do that to you. No one wants to look at her. Hello, Sharon Guy. Welcome. Yeah, I think so. I think AOC is, I can't. I don't know. Probably if I looked hard enough, I could find her saying something hateful about Jews. But yeah, I don't know if I want to do all that, but it's probably out there. She crazy though, man. She got crazy. You can see it in her eyes. She's crazy. Mark Johnson says opposition is as weak as piss, and there appears no way to remove the current state of government. Yeah, I don't know. Like, are your elections fixed down there? I'm not too horribly versed on how it works, and I thought in Australia you guys didn't even have like a Bill of Rights like we do. So you guys can't say, if someone says, you can't have a gun, and I say, well, the Second Amendment says very clearly I can have a gun. That was my understanding about Australia. Is you guys, which is crazy to me. How can you? Well, one, how could someone think that you should not have the right to be armed? That's such a ridiculous concept, and anyone I've seen that thinks like that, it's like, I'm like, are you insane? Do you not understand? Like, someone made a video some years back. It was on YouTube. I wouldn't know the title of it now, but it was like there was this criminal sitting there, and he was like messing with his guns or cleaning his guns or something. His face was blurred out, and he was talking about how he was glad that people were losing their rights to own guns, because now he can do whatever he wants, because he's a criminal. He doesn't care. He'll get guns on the black market, and then he'll rob you or raid your house or something or worse. And that's part of the issue. It is not even the most important issue. The most important issue is for you to have at least some ability to defend yourself from government tyranny. What are you going to do when they show up? I don't know if it's going to go this far, but there sure are some alarming signs of the potential for it to go this far, that they will say, nope, everybody will be forcibly jabbed. You're all going to get the when they show up, what are you going to do? Just bend over and take it? Isn't that just, if you haven't reached your last straw by then, isn't that should be it right there? Someone shows up and tries to hold me down and give me an injection, I'm going to do everything I can to exterminate them. All bets are off at that point. That person has committed an act of utter violation of my rights and has earned extermination. I'm not even sure what words I can use to describe it, but it's perfectly right. It's perfectly justified. The founding fathers would have said the same thing. Thomas Jefferson said, from time to time, the tree of liberty must be refreshed with the blood of patriots and tyrants. I don't know. I mean, if anyone has a right to tell us how things should be in our nation, it should be our nation's founders, right? Because they're the ones that made this sucker. So any on the left that are trying to push for that, and if you manage to get your Nazi regime that you're creating, and it is exactly like it. It's exactly like it. I mean, it's different times, different technologies, culture's a little different, but it's the same stuff. You guys are demonizing a certain part of the population. You're dehumanizing them, and you're trying to take their rights away, and you want them dead. You think you smile as you say you're glad that that person died because they didn't have the jab. You sick fucks. Man, yeah. If you do anything down there, Mark Dobman, I'd say, yeah, you guys need to get a bill of rights like ours if you don't have anything close to it. I don't think you do. You need to have the right to be armed, and it should not be questioned. You shouldn't. In America, even they've eroded our right to be armed to some extent. Like they say, you need this, you need that. You got, no, you don't need anything. The government has no business. Look, yeah, there's gonna be some shit that goes wrong, but shit goes wrong anyway. You know what I mean? No one has the right to tell me, well, you need a permit. No, I don't need a permit for shit. I got the Second Amendment. I don't need a permit. None of your bullshit. No. Get the fuck away from me. Until I do something wrong, leave me the fuck alone. And that something wrong has to have a victim. It must have a victim. There's no such thing as doing something wrong in a free nation unless you have a victim. I mean, it's amazing that people still think this is a free country. We still got a lot of liberties, but for decades there, you could go to jail because you sat down and smoked some weed. Where's the fucking victim? There is no fucking victim. How can that have been a law if there is no victim in a free nation? It doesn't make any damn sense. So, but yeah, I hope Australians do whatever they need to do to get real freedom. And I hope Americans wake up and start acting enough to do. There's a lot of people they're saying in casual conversation day to day that they disagree with this and that, but then they just they're not going to do this. They're not going to get on YouTube and say this stuff, which we all know the government's monitoring all this shit. They kind of, I see these people and they kind of laugh about it, and as if it's a stupid joke, and it is a stupid joke, but at the end of the day, they're kind of accepting it a little too easily. Let's see. Try and catch up in the chat here. Sharon says, Uncle Bones been busy trying to get everything cleaned up outside from the storm. Ida. Same way Oregon, half of us on the east side fed up, but we'd probably lose. Yeah. That's the only thing. Our government is so ridiculously, stupidly powerful. The technologies that they could potentially have are just astounding. I mean, it's bad enough what we know for a fact they have. I mean, they could, drone strike us, all of us, if they wanted to, really. But when you're looking at things like, I've been playing around with the idea of attempting to build one of Ken's anti-gravity device. Now, when I say that, you're like, what the hell? What kind of crazy? What his device does is, it's just based on it's magnetism, electricity, right-hand rule. If you lower it down, it resists the fall. It's able to cancel out a little bit of gravity. It's not I guess it's not exactly what's going on, but I mean, it ain't like it just floats now. A scaled up version, more power. It would certainly do more. Like these UFOs people see, people are like, well, how's this thing function? How's it just hover there and there's no noise? Well, it's freaking anti-gravity. I mean, it's got to be. There's really no other explanation for what they're seeing. Anyway, don't want to go. I didn't want to necessarily plan on going down that rabbit hole too much, but the point is like if we do start trying to scale up this technology and make it into something that would, essentially free people in a way with the ability to have a mastery over gravity, I have a feeling the government would show up and try to stop us. I think they have the technology. I know that the potential is there, and with all their resources and with them, confiscating scientific materials, like Donald Trump's uncle was involved with when Nikola Tesla died. Outsider my ass. That Trump family are not outsiders. That is complete bullshit. Yeah, I mean, so we haven't. So they, I can't say with 100% as 100% fact because the evidence just isn't there. But they probably have anti-gravity technology. They haven't even revealed this to us in the slightest. And in fact, the science that they push is a faulty science that seems to be designed, at least. I mean, the only way they're pushing this faulty, because most science is good, I'm all for science. It's just that there are certain areas where it seems like they're the interpretations that they're pushing on the public and teaching kids in schools is so ridiculously and obviously wrong. But your average person doesn't have enough background in the right material. They've been told Einstein, and very little Tesla. And a lot of these other scientists they've never heard of, Heaviside and Steinmetz and so on. Real scientists in these fields. And so it all adds up to me that what I'm trying to say is it adds up to me that it appears that the government knows damn good and well that anti-gravity technology is possible. And if they know that, then they've probably got it. Whether they got it from somebody else or created it themselves, I don't know. They probably got it, which means the horrifying technology that we have seen that they have is just tinker toys. This makes me question, why do they even mess with us? They could obliterate us like that. So why is there some kind of reason to have, do they thirst for power over people? Is that why they do this? I don't know. Possess firearms. You need to be licensed, and firearms need to be registered. So you can have firearms, but you got to register and license. Well, that's better than I was thinking. I thought maybe they had a little stricter regulations on you. Finally get power. There's Hiveless B. Welcome. Sharon says, Uncle Bones, after 19 days, we got power, 25 days of water. We just got internet back 2 weeks ago. We good now. And See, that's what I'm talking about. Everybody should join the empire and create a party and vote your way into power, and then have your nation join the empire. And one thing that would never happen is that shit right there. It would take time to get things set up to where it wouldn't happen. But one thing that would never happen is no one's home. And it would take a while to explain why and what would be done to ensure this. But I imagine, you can probably imagine, no one's home would ever be without power and water like this. It just wouldn't be possible. I mean, someone would have to nuke your house for there to be no power. There would have to be, now there would be a degree of, how many people are willing to accept and there would be, you got to deal with liberty, of course. Some people are just going to say, look, I'm not putting rainwater collection on my house. I'm not putting in tanks, and I'm not putting in a backup well to add to that. I'm not doing it. Well, that's your choice. But I mean, my problem is when a natural disaster happens, we have to spend millions to deal with the aftermath. Shit gets destroyed, people are dead, massive property damage, massive public cost, and when we could have avoided all that by fronting the money to make homes able to withstand these natural disasters, and make sure that people are set up to be able to wait it out with very little inconvenience to themselves. You wouldn't have people going without clean water, because they would always have water storage and a well. So it's just one of those things. Homes built out. Why are homes still built out of things that burn? There's no reason to do that. We are perfectly capable of building homes out of a number of materials that don't burn, but we keep building kindling houses. At what point do you say, look, you're going to rebuild your home. We would like to go ahead and invest the money in making your home where it doesn't burn, so that way, that way we don't got to spend as much money fighting fires, because they'll get less and less frequent as time goes on, as more and more structures are built out of completely non-combustible materials. But we're still building with wood, and as our population increases, that's going to be more and more taxing on our timber supply, and that gets us into our buddy the Bigfoot. Our buddy the Bigfoot, I'm pretty sure, would like for us not to just stop destroying new forests, but to restore some of the ones that we have destroyed. We can step that back if we're willing to just do these simple things that are no-brainers. It's not that big a thing. I think a lot of people would rather have a stone house than a 2x4 or 2x6 walls around them. Why not? Or concrete, or some kind of block, or a stucco house like that one in that picture. One of these, I probably should dig up that picture, is over in the West, where they have all these wildfires, and there was a row after row of these homes that had burned up during the wildfire. There was one home in the middle of all these ones that burned down that was still standing and just fine. Why? Because it was stucco and tile roof. Pretty simple thing. It's not that amazing or fantastic. It's just Stucco blocks the fire. It doesn't burn. Tile does the same. Just a real simple thing. Real simple thing. But we just don't do it. We put shingles on our roofs most of the time. I mean, this is like flammable shit. Just begging for a fire, to have plenty of fuel to consume. Let's see. Let me try to catch up in some chat here. Papa Craig says, Bummer Sharon, I'm glad we don't have the storms like that over here. Oops, I said that right out loud. Sharon says, Sandra, I was so tired of packing water to flush toilets. We lost 2 water pumps. Thank God we got them fixed. The barn fell down and gone. Damn. Our last hurricane here. My daughter lost her house and car. I do feel your pain. Says Sandra. Papa says, I'm all for science too, but many scientists are so corrupt now it's nuts. They never understood Tesla. Yeah. A lot of them are paid off. They're paid off. So often, they're scientists are looking to say, look, if the government just gives me $5 billion, I can study this stupid thing over here. And then in the end, they don't really accomplish much, but it doesn't matter. They got their $5 billion of our tax dollars. Well, I just pulled that number out, but you know what I mean. They do it all the time. Lost their homes here through the storm. Yeah, hopefully people rebuild structures that a hurricane really can't do anything to. An underground home might be a little more costly in the beginning, but is it not preferable to losing your home in the next hurricane that sets its targets on you? And there's other benefits. Underground home is typically concrete. It's not going to burn. You're never going to have a house fire. The temperature stays somewhere in the 50s year round. So underground. So if you're trying to heat to 65, it's a lot easier to heat from 55 to 65 than it is to heat from 35 to 65. Your energy bills are going to be way less, and especially like a place like Florida. Well, wouldn't you want your house to stay, in a 55 degree temperatures on the ground? I mean, you may not even need an AC at all. You may just need, fans. Like you may have like a central heat and air, but you may not ever actually have to turn on the AC. You're just, moving air. Underground is one of the best ways to go for human habitation. Deer can walk right across your roof and you'll never know. And you've given that area of habitat back to them. Right now, most people's houses, there's this barren wasteland on top of every house that's useful to absolutely nothing. Shingles, metal, the tile roofs, it's all just completely useless space, really. And so why not do an underground home? Yeah, it will pay for itself in the long run. It's just, I understand a lot of people don't have that extra money up front. But that's where I think, well, if the government's willing to spend a bunch of money on disaster mitigation and stuff, why aren't they willing to spend money to assist people in building better homes that will save the money in the long run? Maybe they say, okay, we'll do this in the form of a loan, and we'll calculate, okay, how much you would have spent on AC and heating if you didn't do this, and then subtract what you are paying now as a result of doing this, and then maybe they take that as their payment. So you're still living with the same amount of money. You're living with this. Your bills are the same for maybe 10 years or something like that. And so the government gets their money back, and then they can throw that back into helping more people, with this type of loan scenario. I don't know that they would do this, but it's a possibility. And then in that 10 years, you're already benefiting just from being safer. The next hurricane is not going to do anything to you if you're living in an underground home. Better high than heroin and cocaine. Yeah. Check that link. The blonde is super hot. Uncle Bones link. Invited me to New York. Meredith's here. Welcome. Hello, everyone. I'm just listening, not watching the chat. My eyes need a break from the phone screen. Yeah. Probably all of us need to chill with looking at the screens all the time. Hey, Meredith, don't look at this, Papa Craig says. Sandra Piper says, Meredith, no problem. Give your eyes a rest. Havis B says, if that's true, do it. It was about how they're into older men. You total stud, Bones. Oh, it's going to happen. Totally going to happen. I don't know what you guys are plotting over there. Uncle Bones says, keep your eyes closed, Meredith. Hyla says, a mud hut and a chick from New Jersey would do me. Oh, boy. Hyvalus. Gotta work on you. Uncle Bone says, if you did not hear them, WTF, go watch it again and turn the sound on. Looking for... Oh, I was talking to Uncle Bone. Something about in the background. I'm not entirely sure what they're talking about, but Uncle Bone says, hello, Daily Dan. Good stuff. Yeah, everybody's saying hello to Daily Dan. And yeah, welcome, Daily Dan. Sharon says, hello, Meredith. Get you some rest, sweetie. I understand. Daily Dan says, in and out, can't keep a signal tonight. Well, that's all right. I know how it is. Papa Craig says, well, poop, I have to go. Well, we'll see you later. Thanks for coming, man. There's Michael Haywood. Welcome. Jen says, then go poop, Papa. Just kidding. Have a great night, Papa. $10 bargain. What in the heck are they talking about over there? I'm not sure what you're saying. Are you saying hi to LIB? Is LIB lurking in my chat? What does he want? LIB, what do you want, man? Why don't you stop hiding? Yeah, that's another one right there that just gets me. Dude's got me like blocked where I can't see his I can't see his chats. I don't know why he bothers, because I can just switch to another account and see his chats just fine. So I don't guess it's that him that you. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure why you're saying that, because it doesn't appear that he's here, but. What? So, are you asking about something else, Michael, or I'm kind of wondering why you mentioned an LIB. Sharon says, "Hello, Dan. Great catch. Mid sent out on your video." Hiveless says, "Lockbeard, I'm playing. I know at least 2 chicks from New Jersey. There's enough to go around, my man. I'll never you never touch another pirate's booty." Well, that's good to hear. Although I would imagine that if you yeah, you'd probably lose a hand. Is Michael is that what's going on? Jen, is he like in another chat? Is he over at LIBs and then coming over here? Oh, Michael. You don't trust LIB, do you? You don't trust LIB. I mean, seriously? Hey, Brandon. Michael Haywood, hey. I mean, you can go over there and watch him if you want, but dude's full of shit. Yeah, I said it. I mean, the first time I saw him, I don't even remember where I saw. I was like, this dude has got like bullshitter like all over his face, just there. And then I found out some shit. Like, I was just going off my instincts at that point, and they were right. Now maybe he's had a real encounter or two, but he's blowing a lot of smoke. That's why I kind of Moke show last night. I saw that he was there. LIB was there. You know, here they are talking about a hoaxer, and there is LIB lurking. He wasn't lurking, he was actually talking some for a bit. He does what some of these people do. They show up for like a few minutes and then they'd go. They don't stay for the whole show. Like, it's like a regular thing that they do. Uncle Bone says, "What are we talking about, Lockbeard? I sent Hylas a video of a porn star that wants me. If you want the link, I will go get it." No, that's okay, Uncle Bones. That's okay. Lester says, "Hello, everyone. Just got home. I'm late." That's okay, Lester. I didn't even know I was going to jump on tonight. So, yeah, speaking of the hoaxer, I don't know what I should say about that. I didn't catch the show live. I might have been blowing up the chat, but it looked like some others were already blowing it up. Like with that lying sack of shit. Oh, we did actually find a Bigfoot body originally. Really? You're gonna keep holding to that story? You went to this elaborate, yes, you did all this crazy shit and went to these extreme to create that fake. I mean, we're assuming that his story of how he did it was remotely close to reality. You know, I don't know, but I mean, they did some shit. I mean, they made the damn thing. To go to that extent to create a hoax, but you had a body laying there that you could have just at least taken parts of it or something, or come back with a truck and trailer or something. How in the fuck you expect us to believe you actually found the body at all, ever? See, he's trying to make himself seem like, well, he's kind of legit. He's just, you know. I mean, you know, and why do I even have to look at him? I mean, we know he's a hoaxer. I don't even want to look at that son of a bitch. We know he's a liar. Of course he's a car salesman. Of course he's a car salesman. Not that all car salesmen, but you know the stereotype. But yeah. I mean, I watched it later. He said he's not trying to get back into the Bigfoot community as he waltzes right in, and there he is on the screen, still telling us that he did at one time find a body. Looks like doesn't look like to me he's trying to stay out of the Bigfoot. If he wasn't trying to get back involved in the Bigfoot community, why the fuck did he come on the show? Why in the fuck was he on the show? Why didn't he just go by? Are you fucking serious? I don't know. Am I just? You know, I mean, it's. I don't get it. Does he want attention that bad? That's why he come on, even though he was going to be, you know, berated by the chat. I mean, he had to know that the chat. A lot of people in the chat are going to be like, fuck this guy, and they were. Fuck this guy. You know, what the fuck? How much you want to bet we see some more of this fucker now? He just walked back into the Bigfoot community while claiming he wasn't trying to. The dude is a hoaxer, so the fact that he says he's not trying to get back in the Bigfoot community should automatically be suspect. Fuck that guy. Should he be mentioned when we're talking about hoaxers and bullshit artists? Sure. You saw last night on Moog's show where Moog's is like, he's in Florida. I'll be right back. Yeah, that's the only response we should really have. He's like, you know, fuck this guy. Might go whip him. Something, but seriously? Goddamn shit. Lester says bullshit. Well, bullshit about which part, Lester? Possum guts. Let's see what else y'all Yeah, let's put goat balls on our grill. Yeah, I mean, it's just such a ridiculous. How the fuck am I supposed to believe that he went to this elaborate, painstaking effort to make a fake when he had a real one right in front of him at some point? Now, I'm supposed to believe that bullshit story? Fuck you, Dyer. Fuck you, you lying sack of shit. And I don't want to see you on another Bigfoot show, motherfucker. I don't want to see you. This is bullshit. I don't know why this is bothersome. I mean, I don't want to see this fucker. You know, he's still trying to act like he's got some level of legitimacy by claiming that he actually found a body at some point, which is going to be good enough for a certain segment of the Bigfoot community, unfortunately. And that's our goddamn problem. That's why we'll never, that body, the real body will not come out until people stop giving this kind of motherfucker any kind of attention at all. I'm sorry. Fuck this guy. Other than covering him but you know, you gotta talk about hoaxes to an extent, but I don't want to talk to this motherfucker. You know, he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to be listen to it all. We already know everything we need to know. He's a goddamn hoaxer. You know, only thing of anything of maybe we got out of that conversation was that he has no remorse. That he seems to think there's no problem doing it, but we really kind of already knew that because he fucking did it. Of course, he had no problem doing it. Jen says, I bailed on that show. Guess I missed the good stuff later. Well, yeah, you know, and then, shit, I'm losing names now. Because he mentioned Coles. He mentioned Coles, and I guess he somewhat suggested that Coles had signed a contract, and Coles wanted to come on. I guess Joe, Western Bigfoot, Western New York Bigfoot Investigation Group, Joe. I guess he contacted Coles during the show, and Coles got on the show later in the show and started tearing into Dyer about that until they finally sorted out that Coles only like drew up the contract. He didn't sign the contract, and then after that they were best fucking buddies. God damn it, they were. What the fuck was I watching? He stole money from good people and didn't care, and he said he didn't care. Yeah. Fuck that guy. Son of a bitch. Brandy says, "Yep, I agree. He wants back in. He doesn't care what people think, and to be honest, seemed like they was all best of friends shooting the shit at the end of the show. Not only at the end of the show, but there was an after show that isn't on YouTube. They talked about it. It was brought up on Moog's show last night. Yeah, Coles was really... and now I'm starting to question Coles. Like, was that all part of the act? And he's supposed to come on, be all pissed off, and then they're supposed to sort things out, and then be buddies, and then they're talking like they're best buddies for 3 hours afterwards. Coles, Dyer is a fucking hoax. God damn it. He's a hoaxer. See, so Coles, that's what I'm talking about right there. Dyer's right back in. He's back in with someone like Coles. And how much you want to bet we see him over on Bullshit Odyssey sometime soon? Oh, I'm not trying to get back in the Bigfoot community. Bullshit. I have a feeling I'm going to end up making a much bigger issue of this kind of. The more I think about what I watched and you know, they you know, I'm gonna you know, obviously at some point I was probably going to talk about Dyer on Lockbeard phenomena, but I mean, I didn't see this coming, of course, and so now I don't know. Maybe I'll just next time I talk about a hoaxer or a potential hoaxer, or maybe I'll do some. I'll just omit him. He's got enough goddamn attention for now. He's got enough goddamn attention, I guess. But I mean, I gotta say something about what we saw the other night, and still trying to sort out exactly what I think about that. I'm not pleased. I mean, I'm just not pleased. And I think that the way we deal with hoaxers is we ostracize them. We do not talk to them. That's what I think. We may discuss what they did and why they're out among those of us that value truth and want to know the truth, and we don't want people out there stealing money from people. I mean, maybe it's not directly stealing, but when you lie to people to get their money, it kind of is in a way stealing. It's definitely lying. Thousands and thousands of dollars this piece of shit absorbed that could have gone into legit people and legit investigators or researchers. Legit people could have used that money to do some actual good things, maybe make some discoveries, but instead it went to this lying piece of shit with a pile of animal guts and a costume in a goddamn freezer. And now we're letting him back in a bit. Some people may say that he isn't getting back in the Bigfoot community, blah, 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 at this point. And I'm going to call bullshit on that because there he is. And there he was getting talking all friendly with calls. Yeah. Lester said I hated being a mod for that one. I wanted to let go on him. Yeah. Randy says, no worries, Lester. Randy says, I could understand giving him a voice scan if he wanted to show some remorse. That would have made a bit of sense. But to watch him laughing about it all, just wow. Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't want me on the screen. I'd be like, why don't you shut the fuck up, you lying piece of shit. You think this is funny? You think you're smart? You think you're cute? You stole from people. And you at least did whatever the dollar amount was, thousands of dollars of damage to this area of interest. I mean, maybe we should be thankful he didn't steal that price of a cup of coffee from some starving kids. I mean, at least he didn't, do something like seriously horrible like that. But this is bad enough. And yeah. When I see him doing that, I'm like, why would someone do this? And then I start thinking, is this whole goddamn thing staged? Is this whole fucking thing staged? I mean, is this just, what is this about? What am I seeing here? I'm not really saying everything, all the ideas that have gone through my head about what I just saw. I'm trying not to go down. Yeah. Uncle Bones says, I was not lying, Hiveless B. It was fun. And Chrissy Mayer, I've watched from day one, like your channel. Thank you for watching. Lester says, Brandy, it was to introduce his lies to new people in the community. Hiveless B says, I will never doubt you again, Uncle Bones. Jen says, Brandy, he was so proud of himself, jackass. It's just amazing. It's so like cartoonishly evil villainy to me that it's almost like this has got to be a staged situation or something. You know what I mean? Lester says, the tent peeker vid keeps coming out as a real Bigfoot. Really? Brandy says, well, he will be passed around now on different shows and they will happily take the views. Yeah. So yeah, here we go, right there, and I'll say it right now. This guy has, despite what he said, I'm not interested in getting back to Bigfoot community. He's just stepped in. He just stepped back in. He's going to be on some other shows, I bet. And people will watch, and those channels will get views, and new subscribers and likes and comments and all that shit. We got do we want to do we want to find the real thing? God damn it. Do we want to find the real fucking thing? Or do we want to seriously it feels like we just took a giant step backwards. While we're at it, why don't we get some other known hoaxers and give them get them back in the Bigfoot community? Why don't we do that too? Nemo says, Lockbeard just got here. Have no idea what's going on. LO, but whatever it is, forgive the person. They could not help themselves. We don't have a right to judge anyone in regards to anything. You don't know me. I don't know who you are, but welcome. I mean, I know a lot of people believe they don't have a right to judge other people. I, on the other hand, judge the fuck out of people. And I think that people should, if you go around saying, well, don't judge people, well, then you're going to open yourself up to those people doing you wrong over and over and over again. You're just opening yourself up to be harmed by bad people. You need to be able to judge people and decide, is this someone I want around me? Is it to try to open my door for this person? You got to judge people all the time. Dyer, I judge as someone who should not be, back in the Bigfoot community ever. I mean, he went to a lot of trouble to perpetrate a hoax. He's done. He's out. We may talk about it at times, but we should ostracize him. We do not talk to him, period. And because if we took that view, don't judge people, then we would just continue to let all these bullshit people, keep telling their stories, and people just out here who don't know the whole history are just eating it up and believing it. watching the known bullshit artists and the lesser known bullshit artists. Like LIB that I mentioned earlier. I know a lot of people still believe that motherfucker. I mean, the fucked up thing is in the case of these guys, they may very well have had something legit happen to them. It's, possible. But we can't take their word on anything. We at least with people that haven't been discovered as hoaxers, we so far we have no evidence that they've done anything like that they've lied, that they've hoaxed. We can at least give them the benefit of the doubt at that point. But Dyer is a known hoaxer. You're done, Dyer. You don't belong in the Bigfoot community at all. Lester Taylor says, "Weird, wasn't it something smells there? I have more questions too about their friendship." Weird, wasn't it something smells there? I'm not entirely. I'm not entirely sure I'm interpreting that sentence. But yeah, something stinks. Something stinks about this. I don't know. The only thing that makes me think maybe I'm reading too much into that whole thing, Coles and Dyer, how it played out, is that Joe said he's the one that told Coles that Dyer was on that show. So that's the only thing that makes me think it wasn't the Coles Dyer interaction wasn't something that's, I don't know who would have planned it, but that was planned, either just Dyer and Coles or whatever. But Joe says that he alerted Coles to Dyer being on the show. So that's the only thing that throws kind of a monkey wrench into that whole idea. But if Coles is supposed to be legit, why is he sitting here having friendly conversation with Dyer for hours? It's like, you're a hoaxer. I don't need to talk to you because I'm trying to do the right thing and legitimately investigate Bigfoot or cryptids or whatever it is. Talking to a hoaxer does not benefit me in any way. And in fact, by hoaxing, you have done harm to us all in our journey to try to find the truth about Sasquatch. So why the fuck is Cole sitting there having a friendly conversation with Dyer? I feel like I should see more people more pissed off about this situation. There's something wrong here. In the words of Rick Dyer, it's all entertainment. Man. Yeah. Well, he provided it the other night. And I kind of wish I didn't have to go watch it, but Uncle Bones says, "When I'm dead and gone, you will tell your friends you knew me, Hiveless B." Yes, legend in my own mind. Yeah. Hiveless B says, "I will do more than that. I will write a song about you, my man. No doubt about it, Uncle Bones." Nemo says, "Hello, everyone." Brandy says, "Hundreds of thousands." You talking about the amount of money? Yeah. 6 million. And claims he never took advantage of anyone. What the fuck? Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Pokebone says, yes, thick as thieves, they are, Lockbeard. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. Am I overreacting? There's just something very wrong with what we saw. And that we saw Dyer at all. I think I have a problem with that. Known hoaxers should not, they don't get to come back onto a Bigfoot show and talk, in my opinion. Go pull up some old clips or something, discuss the facts, but I don't remember the exact number, but Lester's saying he claimed 6 million, but we can't believe anything Dyer says. Brandy says he's going through bankruptcy. I suspect his intentions aren't good. Yeah. So what's he doing? You know, you run into hard times. You try to run back to your old standby. The Bigfoot community provided for him very well at some point, and now it certainly looks like he's getting his chance to pull it off all again. Maybe he'll come up and he'll say, I'm going to try and be legit. I'm so sorry about what I did, or some bullshit like that. People do not believe him. Do not believe him. Pyromedic says, wasn't he talking about how he just did a movie with Cuba Gooding Jr. and played himself? What was that about? I didn't catch that part. Did he say something like that? Maybe I missed it. Lester says, Senator Piper, don't forget about the money from the first hoax. Monkabone says, on the second prank, it was on the second prank. The first was 50 grand. Jen says, best thing is just don't watch any further shows he goes on. Yeah. Well, I kind of had to comment on it. I mean, obviously, because this has been one of the things that I wanted to do on the channel is discuss some prior hoaxers, to keep it, because people forget, and it also helps us to spot new ones, to analyze the ones that have happened. People need to be reminded that these liars are out there and are always looking for an opportunity to take advantage of people like us that are trying to find the truth about the paranormal, Bigfoot, cryptids, whatever it is, but they're looking to take advantage. We need to be vigilant and constantly reminded of these historical events. It's just like normal world politics, history of wars. People need to remind, like right now, we're repeating Nazi Germany right here in this world that I thought learned their lesson. But apparently we haven't, because people are wearing badges in Germany now, just like they did during the 40s, Nazi Germany. It's all happening again. People forgotten history. I thought people were well aware of it and enough to not let it happen again, but it's fucking happening again. And the same things with this Dyer guy. He's done this more than once, and now he's probably going to manage to pull it off again, because people they just don't remember, and they want to believe so badly, and you know, they want to see proof so badly, and this guy will take advantage of it. He'll find a way to weasel his way in and do it. And it looks like it started Sunday night. I'm sorry to say. Parmex says, hey, Hayes in the barn, time to hunt. Lester says he has videos on his channel laughing at the subject and saying they are not real, and anyone who thinks it exists is crazy. Yeah. So how is he saying that? And then he comes on the show on Sunday night and says that he actually did find a real body. You know, how's that line up? So it just makes me think that he's trying to act like he's coming clean right now. He said, this is what I've done. I did actually find a body, so that people think, well, shit, this guy does actually have experience. He did actually find a body. So he has some legitimacy, you know. That's what people are going to think. Some people. Not all. Certainly not me. He's got his opening now. He has got his foot in the door. Okabone says, I've seen the real thing, Locke. I was blessed to see one cross the road. Believe that or not, I do not care. Well, I mean, I don't know if I've ever said. I mean, I do think they're out there. I don't know if you're meaning that it sounded like I said I don't believe Sasquatch is real, but I mean, I do think they're out there. I think we got enough evidence to say there is some. They're out there, but I don't believe Dyer. I don't believe anything he says. Randy says, I bet someone just like him will see dollar signs, get in touch with him, and fool a bunch more people. Wait for it. Yeah. Be riding around on tour again or some shit, I'm sure. I mean, you know, he's had success there. It seems to make sense that maybe that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to pull the same old game again because it's what he knows. Paid off real well in the past. Nemo says you can discern that the person is crooked, wish them well, and let them go without judgment. You can tell them to go kick rocks without any emotions about it. Zassin opens doors. Oh, Nemo, I've never seen you here before, so I'm wondering, is your name Dyer? Are you Rick Dyer? Coming in here to trying to figure out what this is all about right here. What we got going on right now? Right now. What the fuck is this? I don't give a fuck. Dyer's a hoaxer, and I'm going to keep harping on it. Well, you know, at times. It's just coming up really hard tonight because he was on a show a couple nights ago. This part right here, wish them well. No. May his bankruptcy proceed apace. I mean, it ain't like he's someone that bad shit happened to him and, you know, he's not. This sucker has taken from people. He's hoaxed. He made thousands and thousands of dollars. He doesn't get wish them well. Doesn't get it. Sorry. I'm not going to hold hands and sing Kumbaya like Coles did the other goddamn night. Oh, yeah, he came in hot. And then after that, he should have said, well, I just wanted to make sure we cleared that up because it sounded like you were saying some bullshit about me. But now we cleared that up. Good night. And then left. They hung around for the rest of the show and for hours after the show. You know, that part we didn't get to watch. I'm wondering what was said there. More commas, Lester. Nemo, what's the problem? He was gone, already banished. Someone brought him back in, says Brandy. Yeah. Something just doesn't quite smell right about this entire situation. I don't want to speculate too much right now, but yeah. Choo choo. Did you hear a train? Did you hear a train here? I wasn't paying. I mean, you guys know the dogs bark, and I would hardly notice, and the goose would be squawking, and I would hardly notice it. And then someone on here tells me, "Hey, is that the goose?" I'm not at the farm right now, though. I'm in Sand Springs, Oklahoma. Nemo says, let it go, let it go. The Buddha says, holding onto anger is like holding onto a piece of burning coal. You're the one that's getting burnt. Let it go or don't. It is what it is. I ain't letting shit go. fuck Rick Dyer. And it, you know, something is happening here. I'm just going to be watching. Yeah, I could let it go, or I could start alerting on a potential problem coming. And it looks like a potential problem coming. And problems need to be fucking stomped. Jen says, all we can do is ignore him, not watch if he's on, no views. He'll be dropped again, hopefully. But will he get a chance to make thousands of dollars off the Bigfoot community again? That's the question. That's what I want to prevent. It's just insane. This guy does not deserve to make one more dollar off the Bigfoot community. He never deserved to make $1 on the Bigfoot community to start with. And it just looks to me like he's getting his opening to do it all again. 600,000. Yeah. I'm kind of wondering who this Nemo person is here, because I've never seen a Nemo here. I'm wondering, are you somebody we know who has changed your name because, you don't have the balls to say it openly? Yeah, buddy of Dyer's? Are you Dyer, or are you someone who's getting ready to have Dyer on your show? What's going on here? Come on. Because I don't know you. I've never seen no Nemo in this chat or in any other chat. So who are you? Danny, welcome. So now we rant and move on until the next time. Lester says, okay, old eye, small screen. I'm making a lot of typos tonight. Pyro says, it is good to be able to see a sociopath every now and then, so you are more prepared to spot them. Same reason I watch all of the interviews of serial killers. Danny says, just keep it real. Yeah. Joe says, hey, everyone. Hey, Lockbeard, just stop him in to hit the like button, say howdy. Hey, Joe. Well, you missed me ranting about the Dyer interview. Trying to make sense of what we saw. I think that, to be honest, I don't like the fact that he was on screen at all. But Hiveless says Nemo. Jen says hi, Joe. Uncle Bone says yes, Danny Stanton, keep it real. Brandy says the new liars in the communities are on a different level compared to Dyer. These other ones know how to fool you, befriend you, fake empathy, and will stab you in the back in a heartbeat. Yes. They've had to get smarter, because there's been this backlash coming from people, like this backlash I'm exhibiting right now. And so I don't know. Let me. Yeah, I'm wondering who the fuck this Nemo person is. Yeah, that's why I said what I said on Moog Show last night, and then of course somebody took exception to me being so blatant about it, so that's why I said, there are snakes in the grass among us in this very chat, and I was referring to LIB at that point in time. Who seems to have plenty of people snowed, and that needs to come to an end, along with others. But I only have so much time to put into going specifically after hoaxers on stuff, and and liars and all that good stuff. But it's going to be an uphill battle, because I've said before, I don't think I'm necessarily doing anything unique, but sometimes I feel like I am. If I'm willing to take my specific stance on this stuff, the way I do it, do I want the channel to grow? Do I want more views and subscriptions? Sure, but I'm trying to keep my words. I'm not putting Dyer on the fucking screen. I know that. No way. Eventually I might talk about him, but it may be a longer time now than what I was thinking, because he's this just happened, so I think I'll just I am talking about him now, I guess, but this isn't Lockbeard Phenomena. This is supposed to be random live, but we can talk about it here. But it's just not I wasn't planning on all this necessarily, talking about all this tonight. But yeah, Uncle Bone says yes, agreed. Brandy. Raptor Blue says welcome to the chat. Raptor says I get blocked from channels all the time when I call them out. What is up with that? What is up with that is you're seeing that channel is very likely compromised, and there's a possibility that you can't trust them to give you the nothing but the truth. You know. So all I can say, you know, I mean, there's channels I used to watch I don't watch anymore because I just don't feel like I can trust them, and they're just not going anywhere necessarily, or you know, and I got banned from enough channels that I was like, you know, I've been playing around with the idea of starting to do some YouTube since freaking 2005, and I'm just like, every year it's just like, maybe not. Finally I was like, well, shit, you know, if these channels who claim to be fucking legit are going to keep banning people who challenge the fuck out of people who seem to be lying, or even those that may not be lying, but they, you know, they need to, don't just accept everything just oh yeah, that sounds like a wonderful story, I believe it 100%. Hey, let's talk about, you know, do you have a history of fucking lying? Do you have any evidence for what you're saying? You know, I mean, you know, do we spend time looking at this person's character? You know, how many people have really dug into, like, Dr. Matt Johnson, you know, and really, like, they may have watched his interview over on Bullshit Odyssey, but beyond that, did they know anything about him? So when he was on that interview, how many people watched him and just like, yeah, just ate it up? Oh, this sounds great. This is amazing. You know, it makes me feel like I live in this wonderful, magical world. Bigfoots are aliens from another planet, and he helped them get through the portal because somehow the aliens who used the portal to get here to start with needed, you know, some humans' help. I don't know, you know. So I'm sick of that. I'm sick of that bullshit. I'm sick of not being able to just say what you want to say in a chat. That's part of the reason why I did this. Part of the reason why I want to stick with no goddamn moderators. You say, Raptor Blue, you say whatever the fuck you want in chat here. Say whatever you want. As long as you're not just straight up flooding the chat and maybe dropping N-bombs up in here. That's that bad word we don't say, you know. We're not, you know, we don't say that, but beyond that, freedom of speech, man, you're gonna get it here. If at least I have control of this. I don't have control of those other channels where they want to censor you. They want to censor you. Many of those channels, they want their future guests that are going to come on, and whether they're legit or they're liars, and be able to feel safe to talk and not be attacked by their chat. So, you know, even if they seem like they're full of shit, they're guaranteed they're not going to be attacked by their chat. If they go to Bullshit Odyssey, they know that if anyone questions them, that person will be banned. You know, I'm not the only one here. There's been plenty of people been banned from Bullshit Odyssey over there. And just for questioning. Just for questioning. But hey, Raptor, you're welcome to come here and say what you think. You know, if it makes you feel better to get to say what you want in the chat, go for it, man. I'm not censoring you. I'm not blocking you. If you ever get censored in this chat, it's goddamn YouTube and their bullshit, because sometimes they do that. So you kind of got to be careful about some of the things you say, because their automated bullshit will sometimes block a specific chat message. and you'll never know because it looks like to you it's still there, but it's not visible to anyone else. Shadow banning. They do that shit. So I wish there was some way. Like I can't. There's no way for me to put not for kids on these before they're done. Like I can only do it afterwards, as far as I know. So, you know, and then be guaranteed by YouTube that they're not going to fuck with my chat. I don't want them to fuck with my chat. Want people to be able to say what they want here. Now they should be warned that if they could be very. I'll say what I want to them, but not you personally, Lockbeard. Oh yeah, I know, Uncle Bones. Brandy says that's them hushing you up, Raptor. That's what they do. Block all the people who don't care about calling them out. Yep. Fiveless says Nemo is a recent sub of mine. He rocks. He's cryptic and awesome, Lockbeard. Cool. Okay. We'll see how it goes then. Lester says Rick knows me. I called for his arrest when he assaulted Morgan Matthews and stole his film years ago, and he blocked me from his YouTube. Seriously. Crazy. This guy is just a piece of crap, isn't he? Damn. Brandy says, no worries about Nemo, Lockbeard. All right. I got my eye on him, though. Yeah, Brandy, agree. Hi, Raptor. Nemo says, wish him well. Truly love your enemies. Do good to those who do wrong you. Oh, I'm sure that kind of ideology has some merit, but sometimes you just gotta slaughter your enemy, or they'll just come back around and attack you again. You know, you can't just be turning the other cheek all the time, because eventually you get beat down if you keep doing that. People see that you'll just take bullshit, and then they'll just keep doing it. You're doing good. Raptor doing good. Thank you. Joe says no. Lockbeard Dar knows he can't. He knows it's done. Well, it sure looks to me like, you know, I don't know, man. We'll see what happens, but it sure looks to me like he, as he said, he had no interest of getting back into the Bigfoot community. He waltzed right in the other night, and you know, why is he still claiming he found a body? Now, some people might say, well, that's because he really did. And I'm like, no. Why'd he even come on screen? Like, I mean, it wasn't like he was coming on to come clean and apologize. He was coming on to laugh at us and gloat, even, really. You know, I mean, if it weren't for you saying that you had contacted Coles and let him know that Dyer was on, I was kind of, I would have thought I would be almost, I'd have a hard time believing that entire encounter wasn't staged. I mean, you know, Coles comes in, he's all pissed off, and then somehow they reconcile. And then they're pretty much just buddy-buddy for the rest of the interview. And then they have an after show where they keep being buddy-buddy. I seriously, they They spent hours together after the show too, talking, being just best buds. Is Coles legit or not? You know, well, if he's legit, shouldn't he want to distance himself entirely from Dyer? He should have come in on screen, cleared shit up, said, "Look, I didn't sign shit," and he said, "Okay, once Dyer admitted that wasn't what happened. He did not sign it. He just wrote the contract. He should have said, that's all I wanted to do was clear that up. I'm out of here," and left. But no, he stayed on the show and had a nice little chat with Dyer, and then had an after show with him, which wasn't even on the screen. I just, what the fuck am I watching? Sandra says, Raptor, you doing good tonight? Western New York Bigfoot. Raptor Blue says, I'm doing good. I kept my mouth shut. Well, say what you want to say here, Raptor. If you can't say it there, say it here. Hyla says, Nemo comes from the Jesse Lee Peterson clan. All about forgiveness. There is the other consideration of keeping snakes out of the garden, however, but he means well for sure, 100%. Raptor Blue says, I'm doing... Oh, he said that already. I better catch up in some chat. Nikki says she spent 3 more hours with her guests. Yes, Uncle Bones. They spent hours just chatting together off screen. What am I supposed to think of this? Brandy says, Joe, he doesn't need to be out in the front lines. He could always manipulate behind the scenes. I don't trust him. I do suspect he has ulterior motives. Yeah, there's no reason for him to have agreed to come on the show. That makes any sense. I mean, something's up here. Something's very wrong here. And keep reading, Lockbeard. Yeah. Yeah. Highway Speed, what are you talking about? Hoaxers and liars and Bigfoot, oh my. Yeah. Joe says, possible, Brandy, but I believe people in the know that he's said he is done and he knows it. Now he could be playing them too. I trust him as far as I could throw him. We'll see. Yeah, I think he's playing everybody. He's done it before, more than once. He's playing everybody. He's up to something. He's got a scheme. I don't know. But something about that interaction with Coles the other night rubs me the wrong way. I don't like what I saw. Hibis says, Raptor Blue, Nemo is one of my crew. He suggests Lockbeard to forgive the guy in question. Don't know who. And Lockbeard is suspicious about who he is. Yeah, well, you never know. Sometimes people slip in under different names, and if, like, it ain't like a lot of people don't do it because they got banned and they want to come in anyway. I didn't ban anybody. So this person specifically changed their name. If this is someone that changed their name, they changed their name specifically to come in here and anonymously say shit to me. But you say it's not. You say it's someone from over in your channel, so, so I'll just have to go with that. It was just weird. I've never seen this person before, and they're coming in here telling me to forgive Rick Dyer. Fuck no, I'm not forgiving Rick Dyer. What the fuck? Randy says, yes, Joe, that's all we can do. Be aware, wait and see. If need be, we'll have to call him out again. That appearance definitely didn't paint him in a good light. That's for damn sure. Well, he's been a liar and a grifter for years. If if he were to ever try again, even from behind the scenes, it would be found out, says Joe. Yeah, Jen's agreeing with him. Brandy says, my worry is people just like him that people don't know about yet, possibly working with him. Yeah. Who's to say he won't necessarily be the front man on the next operation? Who's to say he hasn't been involved in other situations? That's all speculation. All I know is there he sits getting an audience. Nemo says, hi, Wes. Nemo is not part of any clan or any crew or anything. What Nemo is just Nemo, nothing more, nothing less. Oh, shit. Nemo, I know what the... Let's see, Uncle Bone says, the consigliers got a pass in the Godfather movies, not... I'm not... Joe says, well, as they say, Brandy, we have people working on that. The new age of Bigfoot investigation is upon us, and the hoaxers will be called out when proven to be a hoaxer. That sounded kind of epic. Joe. Hivesby says, Nemo, mine is a joke. Cult only. Not into that, bro. Come on, get your Kool-Aid on, man. Brandy says, true, Joe, it's not going to be good. People will have a hard time accepting the names of the current manipulators. Nemo, we tried. Iva says, also true. Uncle Bone says, Lockbeard, Nemo is a cool cat. Would not hurt a fly. I hope so. Brandy says, Dory... I think Nemo is a loner. Just keep swimming. Joe says, Brandy, there will be some the real gullible who won't. I'm sure, but we're here. We know they're real, and we will expose the hoaxers no matter what. We want real investigation, not fantasy. Yeah, that we do. I'm way behind, and I don't let anyone take advantage of you. Guard yourself. The situation calls for you to knock someone's teeth out. In self-defense, knock them out, but do it with love. Zero hatred, zero anger. Evidently, you're not a adherent to the dark side. I don't know. I always kind of like the dark side. Your anger makes you stronger. Your hatred makes you stronger. Let's see. Uncle Bones, when they get, yeah, I guess so. Like they were after the show, like they talk in their back room or backstage. Yeah, they kept chatting together afterwards. Barry Brownie says, hello, everyone. Dyer was on to begin the next hoax, in my opinion. Right there. I don't think Nikki knew that, but I couldn't believe the biggest hoaxer in history was getting airtime. Right there. I was, yeah, right there. Barry Browning pretty much summed it up right there. Yep. Read Joe, it will all come around soon, says Brandy. Brandy says, Hive, let's calm down, you're being clingy. What was he loves Nemo? Uh-oh. Jeff Harding's here. What's up? He says, Salisbury says, Nemo right on with the teeth. Yeah, see, Brandy says, sorry, Jeff Dunham fan. So every time I see your name, I think of his puppet that drives him crazy with that joke. Jeff Fafa. Yeah. Sandpaper. Let's see. Brandy says, or Jen says, Brandy, I love Dunham. Yeah, I watched a lot of his stuff. I'll kill you. Jeff Harding says, fuck Rick Dyer. I don't know if that was the intended theme for tonight, but it certainly has become it. Brandy says, I'll keep an eye on Nemo for you, Lockbeard. All right, because I don't want to have to get out my my spear. I say spear because fishing pole seems just too nice. Let's see. Joe says, well, I know Steve Lockbeard. He's straight up. I know a little about that conversation, but I am not at liberty to speak on it, but it is not shady. I'm the one who told Steve Dyer was talking shit. Yeah. Well, I'm way behind in chat. So, I mean, I said that earlier because I saw you say that on Mogs last night. But why is he being all buddy with Dyer? I mean, why did he stay and chat with him for hours afterwards? Yeah, that really takes cake. You know, it should be your hoaxer. See ya. I'm trying to be legit over here. You know. Brandy, do you follow his YouTube? I'm sub, but I'm not. But I'm so far behind. I need to watch. She says, talking about Jeff Dunham, new puppet. He needs a Karen puppet. Let's see. He's always making new ones, but Dan, the man's got cars. Retro Blue says, Todd at Brandy, Todd Standing made a new puppet apparently going around. What? I only punch people I love. Hyla says, Jeff Harney says, worse than the hoaxers are the instigators and back items that float amongst the channels and try to shine the light on differences rather than that which we agree on. Pot stirrers, fucking snakes. Oh, we have Nikki here. Welcome. Icons here. Welcome. It says Halito Akios. Hello, chat. Hiveless, yo, wanker. Nope, not what happened, but I do know the truth. Not sure which part that was in response to, but we got cars. The Squatch Cowboys here. Welcome. The Blood of the Hunter's Moon. Follow Dyer from 2008. Squatch Cowboy. Jen says Matchbox or High Wheels or Matchbox or Hot Wheels Hiveless. Brandy says hello to Cowboys, sir. He's a master manipulator. That's why I have concern about him showing up now. Yeah, he says he's not trying to get back in the Bigfoot community, but it looks to me like he is. He's up to something. Brandy, how are you? Squash Cowboy says. Icon says, Brandy, yes, thank you. We'll check it out after the stream. Danny says, I love Nikki's show. Everyone, when even jerks have the right to speak their mind, freedom of speech and all. Well, I'm all for letting people say what they want in chat, but when it comes to Dyer, I'm going to say what I want about Dyer on my screen, but I'm not letting Dyer on my screen. It's just not going to fucking happen. But there's some limit there. Like, this is specifically my space, right? Chill, right? Chill. And I value freedom of speech, so Rick Dyer can come right over. Whoops, chill, and he can talk shit, and I will, tear him down all night long if I feel like it, or ignore him. But I don't think freedom of speech necessarily gets him the right to be on my screen. He can go start his own channel, or maybe he already has one. Well, I guess he does already have one, but Rick still needs an ass whipping. Yeah, I thought Mogs was stepping off screen last night to handle that when he found out the Dyer is in Florida. He was awful quick about coming back, so I feel like the ass whooping didn't last long enough. Everybody's saying hellos. Lots of hellos. Trying to catch up to this chat. I've gotten way behind. Jeff Harding says Rick Dyer is at least now wearing the uniform of a hoaxer and will forever be known as such. It's the snakes who slither among us, hiding that create chaos in the community and promote criminals. Yeah. Well, they are. I mean, I used that phrase last night in the chat on Moog's show. After apparently I went a little too far by naming a snake in the grass, LIB. Oh, yes. I said it. At least I could say it here without anyone taking exception. Y'all trust him if you want, but yeah. The Squatchy Cowboy says I'm good. Good for that. What I don't know. Jeff says this community is going to soon come to learn of more than just Rick Dyer. Yeah. Icon says I have a speed, so I think I've made out that 1900 hours is 1300 here. Sound about right. Yeah, that's correct. Hiveless is in the UK, I believe. And I'm pretty sure, Icon, you're in Central Standard Time. So, and they're 6 hours ahead of us. So, yeah, that would be about right. Hiveless says, Squatch Cowboy, that's the best reason. We do, Jeff. Squash Cowboy, are you good to give us a smile and a laugh? Uncle Bone says to Joe, the consigliere got a pass in The Godfather also. Didn't I read that one earlier? If I was any better, I would be you. No, yes, sir. 1,300 hours. It is Wisconsin. Rick Dyer was on TV show back then, called him a hoaxer, and they said it politely. Come on. Yeah, not sure what you mean, but yeah. Icon says, "Have us be awesome. You'll have it as a regular stream. You'll have it as a regular stream, or how will you set that up?" Don't know. They're in a washing machine. Look. The Squatching Cowboy says, "I turned it off. Not going to give him any fame." Yeah, I think a lot of people did. I pretty much, not entire thing, but I watched almost the entire thing, and I do not feel right about it at all. He came on because I asked him to come on. It fits on my platform. What better than getting a hoaxer on a hoaxer exposure? It was great. Iva says, Icon, maybe I misunderstood. I thought you wanted to do a private test stream. Raptor says, I'm sorry to say this on Squash Talk. I got blocked from Patrick Vaughn, but his stories I do not believe at all. Yeah. Well, you were coming on a little hard, and Patrick is a moderator there, so that, yeah. That's why I was saying, yeah, you might want to chill. It's not worth it. I don't think Patrick Vaughn is a hoaxer or anything like that. Some of his experience that he's described, I think he may not have. There's no proof of it, of course. We have nothing but his explanation to go by. But how do I word this? That he may have been mistaken about what he saw at least at some point, for some reason. But I think he's telling what he experienced. What he believes he experienced. So I don't know if he's someone to like go balls to the wall on necessarily, and I don't think he should have been banned. I think but that's the way they run things over there, and I guess what I'm saying is pick your battles, like in that case I think in that case you should just pick your battles, and there's way bigger fish to fry. Like, I don't think Patrick Vaughn is a hoaxer or a liar. I can't prove that, but I don't feel like he is. But there's bigger fish to fry, though. Go after them, But we've heard his account, and so now we have to decide, well, was he mistaken about what he actually saw at certain points? So, but you say what you want here. Stories he was saying on Bigfoot Odyssey. Icon says, Hivas B. Now that I don't like. Like if he's going to come over on Squatch Talk, like, legit people who are going to be coming on Squatch Talk probably shouldn't be over on Bigfoot Odyssey. Now that I don't like, but because that's why it's bullshit Odyssey. Icon says, "Hi, let's be just curious as to what the land is that works for me. I remember your email, but are you hay or hay?" Brandy says, "Raptors, that's your opinion. I personally don't like to invalidate people's experience because I've had some crazy ones. And if someone told me they didn't believe me, I wouldn't like it." Yep, Central Standard Time. I am way behind. Of course, I also don't share much for that exact reason. I guess you guys keep hearing the trains over here. I totally did not notice. Jeff says, "Locke, earlier tonight on another show, a caller called in and many in the chat were complimenting him. And he's a bigger snake than Dyer, more dangerous, bigger criminal, and no one even knows it. I wonder if I should venture some guesses." Probably not DDoS. I don't know if he's tried to snake his way back in. But I'm thinking perhaps a certain guy in Florida, maybe. That'll soon change. I hope so. The one I know may not be a hoaxer, but he's full of shit. Yeah. I wonder if, well, yeah, it sounds like you don't necessarily want to reveal at this time. I mean, I was talking about someone in particular earlier that is full of shit. And I guess depending on how you define hoaxer, I would almost already say that he counts on that. He's guilty on that count as well, but not to the extent of creating a body and putting it in the freezer. But Uncle Bones says, "Holy shit, did I bow down? WTF at Jeff Harding?" What? Jeff Harding says, "Cowboy, the one I'm referring to isn't a hoaxer. He's a thug criminal." Icon says, "Hi, it was supposed to be plan, not land. My bad. I'll toss you an email in a minute." Let's see here. Haven't heard anything good about him. Let's see. Nikki says, "I can't stand it, Jeff. I want to just say it." Jeff says, "Brandy, in a sense, you're half right. It's not Vic I'm referring to." Yep, we're dropping some names now. Yep. Lester says, "I used to call out Dyer in hoax chats all the time. Nikki was the only one to ask me about him. Now she's got everyone calling him a POS. Good job, Nikki." Well, I mean, I think they were saying that some for a long time. Jeff says, "Let's just say it's WV, and I'm not talking about West Virginia." There's many to name. Go ahead and spill it if you'd like, Nikki. Icon says, "I love trains. You can broadcast trackside if you like." Well, how far away is that? It's like a quarter mile from here, the tracks are. Yahtzee. Dark Waters. Locke, you just won a prize. Did I? Talking about my mention of Florida? Randy, he's not back, is he? He's not back, is he? Squatch Cowboy, he was at the Squatch Out. Mickey says, just go check out Dogman Cams on YouTube, supported by Sean G and Dark Waters. Oh shit. I can't watch Dogman Cams. What a it's too late to start in on another one. Jeff says, tell them, Nikki, go ahead. It's no secret to some, and everyone should know. Brandy says, Icon, I'll film the train for you too. Oh yeah. So he is trying to snake his way back in. Well, I mean, we knew it would come. That would be great. Brandy Woo, that'd be great. Hyblis says, Jeff Harding, waiting to hear if I've got something on tomorrow's after Truth or Church Crew. Brandy says, well, shucky ducky. Like I said, I was going to say about half a mile away, judging by the horn. It could be that far. It may be a quarter to a half mile is about right, though. Yeah, somewhere in there. Oh, let's not do them all at once. Jeff says 12 years in prison for beating on a woman, and he just got out, and now he's everywhere. 12 years. Yeah. How does he think he's going to maintain that? Why do you even come back? Like, I mean, well, we know why, right? Because people like me and who else is I've seen specifically say, like Mogs, will have no tolerance for DDoS and coming back into this space. But Bullshit Odyssey they still got his shows up, don't they? I haven't checked in a while. But they'll take down Pat. But they won't take down DDoS. That's Kerry Arnold, folks. If you ask too many questions, you'll get banned at Bullshit Odyssey. But if you beat on a woman, you are just fine at Bullshit Odyssey. Fuck. Jeff says that. And he totally disguises his hick-sounding voice on Sean's calls. Brandy says, shit, I should reach my arm out the window and touch the train here. Joe says, I never knew who DDoS was until the whole flap about him going to jail for beating a woman. Beater, fuck him, throw him back in jail. Uncle Jones says, yes, save soon for later, Brandy. Brandy says, oh, the best is yet to come with evidence to back it all up. Raptor says, I don't hate on you. You told me to shut the hell up, but his stories that he's saying on Squatch Talk is the same ones from Bullshit Odyssey. A couple of years ago. You people need to watch the channels. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm hoping he's, coming over to hanging over at Squatch Talk now that he's what's happened is he's kind of figured out that Bullshit Odyssey is, a place it's tainted. It's tainted. And if, if he's if he's 100% legit, that he needs to hang around on the on a legit channel, if he's going to hang around on a channel at all. I just don't. I get the feeling that there's parts of his encounters that I feel like he is mistaken about what he observed, and that's the only issue. But I can't say that I'm feeling like he's like lying, but straight up lying. I mean, there's a difference between someone lying, being mistaken. There's a difference. So, hopefully he gets figures out like exactly what he really saw, somehow. But I just don't know how he can resolve that part that I'm talking about. But because some of it's like some kind of fantastic stuff that doesn't, these things that people say Bigfoot do, that they're sure they saw Bigfoot do this, but we haven't observed this kind of thing in any other creature on the planet that we do know. You kind of need to prove that kind of thing is a thing, like portals. Okay, you say Bigfoot jumps through portals. Well, if we knew that portals was a real thing, aside from Bigfoot, then okay, now it's not such a fantastical claim. But right now, it's a real fantastic claim to bring up portals just by themselves, because no one's been able to prove these things exist. So I get it, I understand. I'm just saying, probably you should let that one go. We got bigger fish to fry. There's other ones to talk to. I mean, there's other ones to look at and to go after. Jeff says he seems to have Sean G bamboozled, and I'm guessing Sean doesn't know that Westvic is DOS. Jeff says, yet he raves about him and promotes him weekly. Yeah. Well, you just gotta be careful about who you latch on to. Just because they show up and they tell a great story, don't get too heavily invested in them, because they could end up to be DDoS. Icon says, Brandy, those tracks look quite close to in your vid. They run right along the side of the street. She says yes. Lester says, we should let Mogs know he's friends with Sean G. Oh. We're going to start some shit now. Brandy says, Jeff, in your opinion, how does one handle this shit? I tried to show some evidence of one particular thief stealing others' footage and claiming it as his own. Nobody wanted to listen. Don't worry, it'll happen. It'll happen. Jeff Harding says Mogs will be addressing it next week. Awesome. Jen says next week on Mogs will be interesting. I don't know who this guy is, but I don't follow Dogman channels. Yeah. Dogman channels. If you're looking for a bunch of bullshit, just tune right in. Tune right in. Jeff Harding says, Brandy, I'd recommend giving a full account and the details and timeline you're familiar with to Nikki. She will usually succeed in sniffing it out. Good night, everyone, and God bless. I hope the Bat Mom will be there. Squatchy Cowboy says, if I killed a Bigfoot, I would let the world know and put an end to people saying Bigfoot ain't real. This guy says he killed 3. Yeah. Sandra's taking off. Good night, Sandra. Take it easy. Nikki says, I'll listen, Brandy. Brandy, awesome. Train vids are actually quite popular on YouTube. Might get some more subs than that way. Joe says, people don't like it when I say bullshit is bullshit. They accuse me of not being open-minded. Then they unsub. I have an open mind, but I'm not gullible, and I don't swallow bullshit. It's the way it should be. Raptor says, Sandra Piper, be safe, and thank you. Jeff Harding says, Mogs was one of the first to figure out the new DOS identity, and being friends with Sean, it really rubbed in the wrong way. He's on it. Awesome. Brandy says, not concerned with the sub count icon, but if a train vid will help make someone happy, I'm down. Joe says, night, Dandra. Good night, Sandra. How long have we been on here? Let's see if I can find out. Long time. All right. Icon says he's totally happy. Anything else anybody want to talk about? Or I think I probably should be wrapping her up. Well, I guess he's been keeping poor company, according to them. Somebody masquerading as somebody else. Yes, we have to look out for the good people in the community. That's why I worry about some, Brandy says. Some good people are going down to go down just for being affiliated with some of the bullshitters. Can't allow that. Yep. Well, the bullshitters are going to get exposed one by one. It may take time. The ones that I most immediately looking to address on Lockbeard phenomena, well, look, they're not coming on my goddamn screen. That's for damn sure. That's all I'm saying. But there's, at least want to make sure that when I do it, that there's adequate evidence on the screen that can't be questioned, because I don't want to hear anyone trying to make excuses for some of these individuals, after it happens. So Nemo says, take care, folks. Highly recommend looking into Zace in just 2 minutes a day. 100% free. Have a peaceful night. Good night, Nemo. Let's see here. Barry Brownie says, I agree, Brandy. See ya. Stay safe. Well, all right. Joe, did you see who they were talking about up above? I mean, I guess Mr. DDoS is snuck back in under a different name. So, whatever. I don't know what he hoped to accomplish. But Barry says, see ya. Good night, cowboy. Brandy says, Joe says, well, good night. All Saturday doing an overnight and trying some experiments. We'll see if they produce results. Lock, good show. Stay real, brother. You too, Joe. Thanks for coming. Good time to wrap her up. Thanks to everybody for stopping by and listening to my bullshit. Brandy says, take care, Joe. Jen says, night, Joe. Barry Browning says, see ya, cowboy. Bigfoot and Non sliding in on the final 30 seconds. Uncle Bone says, good night, Lockbeard. More will be revealed. Yes, it will. Got a few things myself. It just takes time to put it together. At least put, because it's hard to get the visuals that you need to prove, Icon says, take care, Yes. Have a good one, fellow chatters. Got the what's up going. Jeff Hart says, Brandy content, we got Facebook. I'd love to learn about the stolen vid shit and help if I can. Hey, and thanks, Jeff. Jeff Harding. Sent by Judy. Just popped off Sean G. Chasing Truth. Oh, shit. Barry says, hello, Connor. How's it going tonight? Good night, all. Says Jen, and I guess Hiveless. Good night, Jen. Icon says, Non, you're late. Where's your hall pass? All right, y'all. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by. And I'll see you next time.